Line 111 going down Florence for the majority of its route has over 70,000 riders, like me. Yet you wouldn't know it by just looking at the street. Consistently, travel times have increased on the corridor and ridership has been declining even before the pandemic. If ridership had continued on the same trend it had been before the pandemic, it would have similar ridership levels to today. Though even with that, it is the most critical transit project to reach South LA. This project will decide whether we get a robust network of functional and world-class transit, or if we stay the same way as we always have, car-centric and poor. 20 million trips were taken on this line last year. Even after the pandemic, buses crowd, and bus stops get absolutely packed. Yet Metro is phasing out the longer and higher capacity 45-foot buses for lower capacity standard 40-foot buses, even after removing 60-foot bendy buses during the pandemic. This makes people that can afford to buy a car, even if barely, buy a car and use it over taking transit. But that's just the beginning. Metro and other local agencies along Florence have done all that is possible to make the street as bad as possible for any other use that is not driving. Yet, people still use other modes of transport on this corridor. Constantly, you see people riding their bikes or skateboards on undercrowded sidewalks, or worse, on the main road. And the worst part is that there's no easy way to fix this thanks to its location and street width. We can remove a lane of traffic for a 24/7 bus lane and remove parking for an extended sidewalk and sidewalk level bike lane, and we're left with one lane of traffic for the only thoroughfare going crosstown in the area. All that will happen by that point is that the one lane will get so congested that it hinders the bus lane, and drivers will use the bus lane to speed past traffic, so we can add traffic diverters to the bus lane. But then the side streets will be the next most useful item, and by that point we're just gonna relapse like Culver City. So we can just not add the bike lanes and not extend the sidewalk to keep another lane, right? But that's just gonna induce traffic, and there's gonna be even more traffic in the area. And now this next largest group using Florence will be completely ignored and forced to live with the consequences of a bad street. And we can't really fully pedestrianize the street as so many other streets end here, so there would need to be a massive reconfiguration. And then after all of that, we also have local governments in the way, thanks to how decentralized Los Angeles is. I, as in not even close to an expert on this, think that a good first step is to make a centralized planning board on Florence. A business improvement district of sorts, but it has actual planning power too, so that we don't have to deal with Huntington Park, LA County, LA City, LA DOT, Streets LA, LA County Public Works, and numerous other agencies along the corridor from California Street to West Boulevard. Right now, Metro is only studying the western part of the route, but the area with the most traffic and most riders is in Huntington Park, so we also need to consider that. We could make another rapid route from Florence only between these areas thanks to consistent street widths on the whole corridor, so bus lanes can be easily added down the whole new rapid corridor, even with a lot of drawbacks. I think that as for the plan, I would add a 24-hour bus and bike combined lane west to Central, and a protected bike lane and 24-hour bus lane between Central and Alameda streets. And then for the big part, a fully pedestrianized street between Alameda and California streets, with bus lanes in the middle. This area has the most bus ridership already, and there are so many people walking here. This area connects two large high schools, downtown Huntington Park, a plaza, oversized strip mall, and a massive park, along with two future metro stations. This is the perfect area to pedestrianize, and with the new rapid line along this corridor, travel times will increase drastically, and in Huntington Park, it can become one of the most important areas in all of LA County. And as for the LA County section, it will also see a lot of benefits from the protected bike lanes and increased travel times. But there's still a problem, as I think the LA City portion will probably be the saddest. It will still be faster, but that area is already quite dead, and I just don't see it flourishing ever again. The 92 uprising really took a toll on this area, and it has some of the highest poverty rates in the whole city from the lack of transit, as I explained in this video. But the area is seeing some residential development, even though it feels malinformed and slum-like in some areas. But I know this probably won't happen, and we're just gonna get some peak hour gutter bus lane. But I hope this video reaches Metro staff and people who will champion for this project, as this will be the deciding factor if more bus lanes are going to get built in the city. If this is able to go through LA County, LA City, and Huntington Park, it'll show that inter-city cooperation can not only work for rail transit, but also for cheaper buses that can go to more places and serve more people, and bring a new renaissance for transit in LA. But that's just some random student trivia. consider doing the regular YouTube things, and let me thank Alexis Geddes for supporting this thing.